Good morning, gents. 6:05 as I finish breakfast and come out to work. Tomorrow is my last day at work. Very unbelievably excited for the transition. And I have not been able to spend as much time during these 2 weeks, like putting some of my stuff in place that I would have liked to. A lot of thank you notes, a lot of like transitioning, and so hitting the ground running once I'm done tomorrow. Well, I won't be running as fast, but I talk about this being extremely exciting and scary and everything in between, and I've tried to really boil down why I find it to be so scary. And for the first time in my life, I will have one focus. When I worked at the law firm in marketing, I also worked at Apple at night. And so I was always exhausted there because I couldn't park downtown. So I would drive to I would drive like 30 minutes in the morning to where I worked at Apple. I would park there. I would then take a bus into town, and then I would work all day at the day job, 9 to 5. Then at 5 o'clock, I had to leave town immediately and get out to Apple, and then I would work a shift at Apple from 6 to 10 at night, and then I would work all day Saturday, Sunday. Then when I worked at First Insight, I still did a few nights at Apple, but I quit there because I knew I was all in there. And then for like 6 or 8 months as I was training, I just had First Insight, and that was a great time. And then I started my channel, and I started to work every morning before going into work. And then I had kids and everything else. And I've always been able to give an excuse for why I didn't get a video done, or why this didn't happen. Either I've always had excuses on the channel for things, but I never really had excuses at work. So I've always gotten my work done, and I was pretty successful there, which is why they're a little bit upset that I'm leaving. So now I look at, it's exciting that I'm going to have one focus, and I'm going to be able to, it's an entire bet on me in one instance. But as I look at what my strengths and weaknesses are, frequently, I'm always trying to learn how could I be better, what could make me better. And I'm getting some of that feedback now as I leave my job. One of my strengths is, particularly with a channel, or with most things, is the idea phase. So here's a problem, here's the solution. Where I fall down and where I struggle to execute is in like the daily things. And a good example of that is the sneaker roundup. The video, the concept, the video, all of the parts of the sneaker roundup make for a perfect video. They make for, the question that most guys have around this is, and the answer is right here. The trouble is that, and this is where my day job has come in as excuse for it, is the execution of writing, taking photos, all of the things associated with putting that guide together is what I do not excel at. I'm not a good writer, which is why I focus on video. I don't enjoy editing myself on video, and all of these things are solvable, but it also takes money, which not really going to have. And so that is my biggest weakness, is like daily small executional things, and I know that there's a point I could get to where that wouldn't be my responsibility, but in order to get there, I have to get beyond this and really show that I can execute there. The other thing that I'm really good at, and this pertains to the excuses thing, is like justifying or finding excuses out of why things didn't work or are successful. And I just did this in the beginning of the video, is to say why I wasn't successful in certain roles. And so now that I am entirely responsible for myself and entirely there's not really many excuses that are going to come up now. And it's just how things are going to be. So Monday, going to jump into it. I'm going to be making these public very shortly. All the videos that I've done so far have been unlisted, but I'll be making those public so you can go back and hear most of my ramblings about this. And I could not be more excited to get started on this because there's so much. The other thing that's happened in these last 2 weeks is I'm constantly thinking of new video ideas, new website features, you name it. I've come up and I've written down so many great ideas and possible ways to generate revenue, possible ways to build the audience. I've thought about like these road shows where I would go to different cities and do menswear meetups. I've got so many ideas that keep coming up, and I think that it's a function of, I'm going to be going into this thing on my full time on my own, and that's got my juices flowing, and I will have very few distractions from that, and a big thing with that is the support of my wife, the support of my family. So very thankful there. I am going to I'll probably head into the office early because I have a big project that I've been finishing these last 2 weeks, and I'm excited to finish that tomorrow. I'm very excited there. So that's what I believe is my biggest weakness, something I'll be looking to overcome. Hopefully you will see me overcome it, or you will watch me flail slowly. All right, that's it.